If you've been following my videos, you know that lately I've done a couple of videos on best gun ever, worst gun ever. Just doing a little series where I tell you what I think and then I hear from other people what they think through video response or comments. Well, I want to continue that series today with a video on worst new gun ever. And by new gun, I mean a gun that's been introduced in like 10 years ago or more recently. Something that's no older than 10 years old. Preferably something that's 5 years old or newer, but we'll go back as far as 10 to let people have more choices. Now, I don't think you need to go back very far because there's been a lot of crappy guns that have come out. Guns that just don't make any sense, guns that are poor quality. There's lots of recalls going on right now on guns. It just seems like a lot of guns have been rushed to market, weren't tested enough, they weren't ready for the consumer, but they just got put out there because they wanted to have a gun on the market. They wanted to have something new available. Well, like I said, there's lots of choices for this category, but after I thought about it for a while, I had to come up with just one gun that I really think is the worst new gun to be introduced in a really long time, and that gun is the Kimber Solo. And it's not just because the Kimber Solo has been plagued with problems, roll pins falling out, barrel peening, the finishes peeling off the guns, just all kinds of problems mechanically, failures to feed, failures to eject, the magazine falling out while you're firing the gun. Not just the mechanical issues the gun have been having is what makes me think it's the worst gun ever, but just the looks of the gun overall. I personally think it's like the ugliest gun I've ever seen. It seems to me like it's really obvious that Kimber went, crap, we don't have a super small carry gun out there, and every other company has a super small carry gun, so we got to make something. And what they came up with was one of the ugliest guns ever. I mean, the front end doesn't match the back end. It just doesn't look like anyone thought out the design at all. And then on top of that, you add that they have this ugly safety lever that looks like they just grabbed a safety out of box labeled big ugly safeties and just glued it to the side of the gun. Just doesn't even look like it belongs there. Not to mention the fact that a gun of this type shouldn't even have a safety. It's a small concealed carry gun. It should just have a good trigger and not need a safety. So it's like they put something on there that didn't even need to be there and put it on there in the worst way possible. So when you add up all those things, it's ugly as hell. Now that's subjective, but to me it's ugly as hell. It's got parts on it that look like they don't belong there aesthetically, and there are parts there that shouldn't be there just on it as far as function goes. And then when you add that to all the problems it's been having, like I said, the finish just falling off of them, the pins falling out of them, the barrels peening, the slides peening, failures to feed, failures to eject, the magazine issues, just tons and tons of issues. So when you add all that together, that they're ugly and they don't seem to work very well, to me, that's the worst new gun introduced in the last 10 years. Now, like with previous videos, that's my opinion. Now I'd like to hear your opinion. So either comment in the below comment section or make your own video response. If you do make a video response, label it #worstnewgunever. That way I can find your responses and like them on YouTube, because they've done away with the video response feature. So label them, like I say, #worstnewgunever if you do a video response. And if you don't want to do a video response, just reply in the comment section below.